happen. I had told you that one, they could grant him some dispensation by way of extension, or they could ignore and proceed with the proceedings, which has come to pass. So we have to reflect during the night, tomorrow, the day after, and going into the future, what this means for us as a society, not for the political elite. Pipita, that's my take. Personally, Pipita, I won't miss Rigathi Gachagua. I will not miss him at all. Good riddance to one of the most divisive politicians that we have had the misfortune to have elevated to the highest office in this country. Thank you.
I'm putting up a poll that is saying, will you miss Rigathi Gachagua? Number 1 is good riddance. Number 2, usiguze mlima. Wow. Mimi nakwambia hii nchi bwana, wanasiasa si wananitengenezea sinema yani. They've just made me spend a whole 14 hours, 15 hours on Spaces to be 9 a.m. to midnight. That is a whole hii shift ndo hata sikia.
Social conversations, engaging topics on your phone anywhere. This is Home Run with Pipi.
Honestly mimi nikikwambia I followed these hearings dedicatedly to realize that huyu jamaa hakuweza kusema kitu yote because none of the new deals that were done under Kenya Kwanza were mentioned. I hoped he would say one or two things under what he always says under Kenya Kwanza, aseme hata tulifanya deal fulani, he just talked about shareholding, which I found hypocritical. Angetaka kuwa hurt, angesema mtu kama Western Shilao yeye ndio alipewa tenda irregular ya kuleta garbage tao, and I would be like, okay, sawa. But sasa alikuja tu kusema my sons were attacked, aliamua kufa na famu wake. So let us watch how it unfolds. Probably is going to lose that treetops, ile pesa ya sako. It's going to be a very good one. Anyway, we are going to be dropping anytime from now. If you have anything to say, could be the best time for you to request the microphone if you can to talk to us. And also, kama ukweli leo umekuwa na mimi hapa hivi, weka pale kitu kwa tipja. Tumekuwa tukipatiana information for 15 hours non-stop. Wekea hata kitu inaitwa kiumua mgongo kwenye tipja ya msanii pale. And of course, naona Rasja anakuja hapo hivi ndani. I want to hear one or two voices before we call it a night. Tomorrow we are back again for yet another home run with people, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, I know tomorrow we'll be knowing who is the next deputy president. My God. Kenya content. Mi hata nilichagua one of the easiest jobs in this country. Content. Wanakupatia free content every day. It's just up to you to just search. Rasji, habari yako?
Yes, Pipi. How are you?
I'm fine. After grueling 48 hours, what are your thoughts on that?
Wow. Pipi, first of all, let me say that I've not been in spaces for some time to get some breath.
Uko mbali, sijui kama tuongelesha na earphones.
Wacha nitoe earphones.
You can hear me now.
With the earphones, yes, I can hear you now.
Now, I was saying, Pipi, that I've not been on spaces. I took some break, especially after learning that some of the people that we thought we were together, I thought we were together on the movement. Some of the people that people have been asking and have been having these question marks on their commitment, on their true allegiance on the movement. started arising. So, and some of these allegations have come to pass. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Let me just jump in on what has happened. And it seems Rigi G fate had already been sealed. We never expected anything. We saw how the National Assembly acted. So, though at least Senate has once again uh, demonstrated that it is a sober house, we saw soberness, even the way the Speaker handled the whole impeachment debate. There was some, unlike the National Assembly, where we had a lot of childish, let me call it childishness, yeah, a lot of name calling and a lot of nonsense. It was very. I want to laud the Senate because most of the senators really looked at the threshold of the impeachment motion. But Rigiji fate had already been sealed. It tells you a lot about our politics. Our politics still revolves around politics. It's not about leadership. And Rigiji is being. We're not saying as a country that Rigiji has been a saint, but we're just questioning the legality and how the whole constitution has been manipulated, has been mutilated to push him out. Rigiji was not a saint in this government. In fact, all the allegation that has been leveled against him, whether they are true or not true, there are more. This is a story of thieves sacrificing fellow thief. They are nailing a thief simply because the thief they are nailing or they are sacrificing is almost exposing the other deeds. So Rigiji is paying a political price for everything. And if Rigiji is paying a political price, it means that seat and that vacancy has already been created for somebody. But this night I would want to speak to my great people of Mount Kenya, and I've said this time and again, and I'm not trying to be tribal. It is just the reality. Sometimes back, a long time ago, William Ruto indicated very well that he had this, I'd call it personal vendetta on our people. And he indicated that the first thing he would do is to seek power so that he can deal with the Gema. And he has rightly put it. I want to tell the people of Gema, especially to the Embus and to the Merus, if you think that by Ruto getting rid of Rigiji and rewarding the Embus or the Merus with a VP position, it will not do any good. What William Ruto is doing, he's just using tribal, he's playing a tribal card, and it's unfortunate he's almost introducing the 1 versus 47 tribes. And I'm saying this, Pipita, with the history of this individual and how he has acted with impunity from time immemorial. The second card William Ruto will introduce, and this I'm telling to my brothers in Luoland and in Luyaland. Once William Ruto achieves his political ambition, because he's just growing the empire, he will go to Western. He will separate also Mudavadi and Wetangula, because that is what he knows. William Ruto plans ahead. What he has done in Mount Kenya is simply separating the East from the West. So the people of Meru would feel that one of their son is being accommodated, but in really sense, he is killing the political future of this politician. I can bet you, as from tomorrow and the days to go, politics in Mount Kenya will change. Even the senators that voted, even the MPs that voted on impeaching Rigiji will not have a very good environment. Somebody like Kimani Ichungwa is acting like an errand boy to this administration, but I can bet you William Ruto has already pitted the people of Mount Kenya against their son, and that is what William Ruto does best. He will give you the platform, he will give you the opportunity, and Rigiji is simply paying because he is one of the individual William Ruto used heavily to punish, let me call it punish, Uhuru Kenyatta. So Central is simply paying because of the greed of the politician. Most of the Central Kenya MPs are greedy. They were greedy for money. They were bought. They accepted to be bought by William Ruto before he ascended to the presidency. And what William Ruto is doing right now is simply returning what he had given to these members of parliament. So it's a moment for Western for Mount Kenya to go back to the drawing board, accept things as they are, go back to the drawing board, because William Ruto plan is to make sure the mountain has no access to the presidency for the next 25 years. To my Luo brothers in Nyanza, William Ruto still remains the enemy of impunity, enemy. He still remains the biggest lord of corruption. And time will tell. Do not be sold this gospel by Raila Amolo Odinga that he is in government. They're not in government. These are just merchants of impunity that have come together. Eh? Raila Odinga has become an errand boy in this administration. He's rubber stamping everything that William Ruto is doing. You saw the other day calling a press conference, talking so well about Adani. So William Ruto is using a lot of money. And not to forget, Pipita, he has already pocketed even Morara himself. You can see Morara is now being used by the state to divert attention. When people are calling out this administration, when people are calling for civil disobedience, and saying that they are organizing their own Madaraka, is it Madaraka Day? Uh, Morara is here because he was approached by the state some times ago when we were questioning about his integrity, when we were questioning about the funds. Sasa juu ameshalipwa na hii serikali, anasema anaenda Kisii. What is Morara going to do in Kisii when the whole republic is saying in organize a national event outside that? So, Pipita, we should be very careful as a movement. William Ruto has managed to infiltrate the whole movement. We have to accept he has pacified. He has reduced the tempo, but unfortunately, we should ask ourselves: did our brothers die in vain? Rex, did the quarry killings, did all those things happen just for an individual to preserve and keep power? So it is time. It is time we took this conversation beyond us. We should look for other news, other avenues of dealing with this administration. And I've said, people have said I'm inciting, I'm doing all that. It is time Kenyans came out of their comfort zone. If it is you deciding not to pay tax, decide not to pay tax. This administration does not deserve our taxes. Decide to withdraw kids from school. Decide no school. Let, if you want to liberate this country, decide to withdraw kids from school, decide everything. All government all government offices that are offering services to mwananchi, let Kenyans come out of the comfort zone and decide to boycott everything, boycott going to huduma centers and all that stuff. The next thing, Kenyans should line up in roads, block, wakae waamue kwenda Uhuru Park na mattress, wakae mpaka wakati William atatoka. If we don't come out of the
1 minute, Ras J. I need to land. I need to listen to the next and land.
yes, Pepita, if we don't come out of our comfort zone, then this government is here to stay forever. So comfort zone ni mimi na wewe Pepita tutoke. We need to take this conversation out. Kama tutaamua kupeleka matresi zetu Uhuru Park tukae huko, we can decide to come there for a month, hunger strike. Those are things that can work. But as long as we will continue sitting in our homes watching news as unconstitutional means, ati wanapitisha mswada sahi ya kuimpeach nani. Anyway, thank you Pepita for the platform, and let us continue fighting.
Thank you. I've been live since 9 a.m. yesterday. It's midnight already. That is over 15 hours. 15 hours of live coverage and chats in between. Thank you so much for everybody who found time to talk to us. Check station. Check station. Check Stan. Check Stan. How are you?
I'm good. I'm fine. totally. So I think yangu kama tu kawaida itakuwa tu machache like Kenya inaweza sema it is high time as in we as Kenyans tuko tunajua like ni sisi kwa sisi wenyewe like hadi siku hizi nashindangwa Eric Omondi alienda wapi. So by the way nilikuwa nasema as in, it is better as in sika wa Kenya tukuwe na umoja. Unaona, umoja ndio kila kitu na kura ndio kila kitu. Like hiyo ndio silaha itatusaidia, na pia tukimake decision tukuwe tunaangalia unachagua nani, kwa nini hivyo juu. Unaona, tusianze kuchagua leader ati kwa sababu ako na pesa. Unaona, kuna watu husemanga ati ati mtu unasikia juu na campaign, unasikia kama hajawachia pesa, unasikia mtu mjinga mwingine anasema ati mkono mtupu haulambwi. Unasahau huyo mkono inatoa itakuja kukulamba, inataka pia kurudisha hiyo pesa yake. So I think as for me, mi huona it is better mtu akiwa na campaign akitumia pesa kumwagia watu do, tunafaa tukuwe tunajua like huu msee tukue rada yake like hizo pesa atazirudisha. Unaona, so sisi vijana mostly sana ndio huanga tunatumika vibaya. Unapata vijana wanapewa 500 sijui 200, unaenda mahali unafanya vituko vitu za upuzi, mwishowe unarudi hiyo 200 hata ujui vile ulikula ikaisha 500. Alafu siku ya vote ikifika unapata kuna mtu anakuambia ati kula pesa lakini ujue ni nani utapigia. Hiyo ni ujinga. Wacha nikwambie ukweli, hakuna vile utawahi kula pesa ya mtu alafu ni expect huyo mtu ametumia doo mingi ku campaign hizo miaka zote hizo siku zote, hatuna expect mtu ataenda home. Like unajua nilikuja kulearn, nimeishi kulani kitu. Hebu imagine like let's say for example mtu kama huyo nani hiyo handshake ilifanyika, hiyo mnamjua ni nani alifanya hiyo handshake. Wewe unataka kuniambia huyu msee ameishi kuluzi kiti hizo miaka zote na bado ako kwa serikali? Ujiulizi ni kwa nini? Like huyu mtu ako na do anatumia ni mingi. Like sijui kama mko aware like 2012 kuna hii nini ya Adani ilikuwa imesponsor campaign zake 2012, kama mko aware about it. So huu mtu hakuna vile anaweza akanyamaza, lazima tu atakuwa pale juu ameishi kutumia do, ameishi kufanya hivi na hivi na hivi. So ni kama tu una invest tu mahali, ni kama kabiashara unaekelea do, alafu kijua kiingia pale ni kulima. Unaona, like mtu anavunanga kenye amepanda. Unaona, so it is better si wa Kenya tuchanuke manze, tuchanuke. Huyo mbunge wako huyo mbunge, wachana hata na president, huyo mbunge ndio kila kitu. Watu wajuangi, wanadhaningi tu ni president. Huyo mbunge mwenye anazurura huko kwenyu akisema huyu ni mzuri mumchague, nitafanya hivi na hivi na hivi, huyo ndio kila kitu. Like hawa wabunge wakiwekwa tu, tukiwa tu rada yao, tukuwe tunawapeleka na rada, tukue rada na wao. Nakwambia hawa wabunge ni binadamu pia, si robot. Unaona, robot
One
inakuwa
minute bwana
programmed.
Chextan, 1 minute uland
So,
ende kwa next.
yeah, so hawa wabunge hawajaprogramiwa. So kuna vile tunaweza kuwa tunawa sema tu wa Kenya tukue na umoja na tujue like kama unachagua leader, chagua leader mwenye ako na maono mazuri kabisa, na usichague leader mwenye ana kampeni akitumia pesa, sababu in one way or the other atarudisha hiyo pesa. Asanteni.
All right. Asante sana Chextan for that. For those who are just joining in, we have been live since 9 a.m. today. We were following through Senate as we follow the second day of the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, who is now former Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Remember, Rigathi Gachagua was supposed to take the stand at 2:30 p.m. yesterday, but he fell ill or what that was said, and he had severe chest pains as per the lawyer Paul Muite, And they walked out as as his final statement by the National Assembly lawyers was being delivered. And of course, the vote went five charges were managed the threshold of 45 senators, which is regarded as the two-third number of senators required to impeach the deputy president. So right now, Rigathi Gachagua, despite being in a hospital bed, he's going to be living there jobless. Yes. Andrew is saying just like that, politics have been shifted from regional constituents to nationalism. No MP, governor will make promise to their people. Ukisema unatetea watu wa kwenyu, unaimpeachiwa. All of this is a Chinese state mentality applied indirectly. Must go is becoming a dictator. Sawa sawa, hakuna kupigania watu wenu. Ukijaribu kusema eti wewe unapigania watu wetu, unafukuzwa. Brian Moi, what are your thoughts on this? Brian, habari yako? Ni kama Brian amepotea pale hivi kwenye mic. Brian, if you could unmute your mic.
Hello.
Hello, hi.
Hi too.
Jambo, talk to us. Maoni yako ni gani kuhusu impeachment?
Host, kindly just a moment. There's something I'm trying to do.
Ndugu yangu, ukikuja kwenye mic una make sure kwamba una kitu ya kufanya. Kwa heri. Haya. Thank you so much for tuning in hapa hivi kwenye Home Run with People, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure when you come to the mic you are actually looking to speak bana. Tumekuwa hapa hivi for a long time. We want to hear what your thoughts are on all this, including the impeachment of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. I just seen Victor here before niende nyumbani. Watu hamtaki niende nyumbani bwana, nipumzike. Hata kama unaishi kwa studio jamani, si mtu anapewa nafasi ya kulala angalau, ndio kesho niwapangie pia show ya Friday. Of course today that is at 4 p.m. We will be back here again for Home Run with Pipi. Home Run with Pipi comes to you each and every day from 4 p.m. all the way to 9 p.m. East African. But today and yesterday we had to go extra. We have been doing more than 10 hours. Today in particular, I've been live for 15 hours. Thank you so much for this, for company. Nimekuwa na watu tu hapa kutoka hiyo mchana. Hamnanga kitu kingine ya kufanya watu wangu. Mnakaa na mtu 15 hours akifuatilia mambo ya Senate na nyinyi mko tu hapo. Kitu wenye ningewaandikia summary ya one tweet. Niambie alienda basi. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Victor, in conclusion, mambo yameconclude.
In conclusion, I have just maybe three things to say, and I'll try to be brief. Guys, moving forward, stop the emotional attachment to politicians. Instead, be emotionally attached to politics. There's a difference between the two. When you're emotionally attached to a politician, you don't see the wrong that they do. When you're emotionally attached to the politics, then we will improve this country. Tomorrow, you will see this ringing across the world as a regardless of whether Rigathi was guilty or not. For Kenya, it's us stretching our constitutional limits. And I feel like we see like, oh, even boy shareholding, what has it's not good enough. But I can tell you that the problem is, for a very long time in Kenya, we've been treated to divisive political rhetoric, and we've been so conditioned to it that we don't see it as a problem. But today it looks like Mimi, by the of all the 11 counts, that was the only one. And even yesterday, Pipit Nikiongea, I think that's what I said. That was the only thing I thought they have against him. And it's also the only count where the senators overwhelmingly, I think about 53 or 54 senators voted against him on that count. Yeah. So I think for me, this is a good thing. Yeah, this is a good thing. And it's And just like June 25th, this thing here is going to change how our politics is. Because what I'm seeing moving forward is nobody who is coming with from a vote-rich region will want to be a number two, because anajua anaweza kuwa impeached anytime. So it means we are going to start to see deputy presidents who are not coming into a position because of the number of votes they brought. We are going to start seeing maybe a bit of, merit or credibility in such a position. Yeah, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Sisi hata tujalala tunangojea gazette notice, tunataka kuona huu ni nani. Tunakunywa tu pombe hapa tukingojea hiyo gazette notice na iingi, but we hope and wait that it's going to come soon, or else maybe Ruto wants to be magnanimous, atatulia because he has time. He's not supposed to nominate him. Akona sijui the 60 days or what akonayo to nominate a deputy. He might decide to take his time, and I would want him to do that. Take your time to do it. Hakuna haja ya kuharakisha. You put somebody else there and then we'll be back into the same thing. Nikimalizia, I'm seeing a lot of tweets now, watu wanasema ati sijui Luos versus Kikuyus, blah, blah, blah. Guys, stop that shenanigans. There is nothing Luos or Kikuyus against this. I don't think your grandmother who is sleeping in the village right now anajua hata Rigathi amekuwa impeached. So stop with all that nonsense. Tukue watu wazima, we analyze these things on their merits or demerits, and this is how we build our democracy. And when you go to the ballot in 2027, Mungu akitujalia tufike huko kabla Yesu ajarudi, don't go to the ballot to try to vote to punish somebody else. Next time, try to vote for something. Don't vote against something. Vote for something. Then we will not find ourselves here. Asante PP.
Asante sana kwa hiyo submission. Collins, mbona mic yako iko open?
Okay, thank you. Hata mimi ninasema asante sana. First of all, naweza penda kusema hivi, hata mimi naweza penda kuchangia hizi mjadala. Okay, first of all naweza penda kusema hivi. Mbona vitu yenye kimeendelea kwa bunge na kwa Senate. So this is a watu wasichukue kwa heart, wasiweke kwa roho. Yaani wasiweke kile kwa roho ile kabisa. Kama vila tu Victor amesema. And then the other thing, this deputy president alikuwa na manini mingi sana. Kwanza unasikia vile alikuwa akisema most of the time, kwanza akiapishwa aliongea vibaya kuhusu our fourth president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Aliongea vibaya sana kumuhusu mbele yake. Hakukuwa mtu mwenye anaweza hakuwa mtu mwenye anaweza sema kitu yani ya maana. Anaongea tu bora aongee. I'm not criticizing him, simuone vibaya na simsemei kitu mbaya, but he deserve. Mimi nasema kwa hiyo impeachment, this man was deserving that. Mimi tu naomba tu wa Kenya, yani sisi kama ma youth ama wengine ma Gen Z, tutulie, tusingize hiyo politics kwa moyo. Hao watu wako na pesa, wako na nini, so wherever they go they will go to do. Mtu mwingine achukue hiyo kiti na endelee. Someone who can take this Kenya to the another level. Si ati mtu mwenye anaweka tu mlima, sisi ni watu wa mlima. No, we want to be Kenyans, all of us. Thank you.
Make sure you are following me so that you can get notifications when we go back live on Home Run. We'll be having social conversations. On Friday, we have town hall meetings. Tomorrow, we'll be having a town hall to remember our fallen soldiers and what it means the past 4 months as we get to Mashujaa Day. So tomorrow will be a Mashujaa special for Home Run. PP as we prepare for going to Mashujaa Day on Sunday, of course. We'll be headed to Uhuru Park. Yeah, kwa wale wenye wataweza kufika Uhuru Park, make sure we go there to celebrate our fallen soldiers. And I've seen Justice Sakaja said Uhuru Park hatuwezi kupatia kama booking, but tunaweza show up hapo hivi. So we will show up and be there for our fallen soldiers. That is what I wanted maybe to put it out there. And I see Charlie ako hapa hivi. Mambo vipi Charlie?
Mambo fiti Fipita.
Yeah, mniambie mambo mawili matatu kuhusu hii shughuli. And I see Frema is trying to connect. Frema, refresh your phone and then come back. Talk to us, bwana Charlie.
Okay. Mimi on this point of impeaching Gachagua, I totally disagree. In the sense that as a country, we have so many other aspects to deal with. Ukiangalia in the manner that hiyo stuff imepelekwa with speed, my friend, utaona clearly that this is something that is already predetermined. Uliona the speaker of Senate hii time aliadjourn for like 5 minutes. Coming back, he came with a with a document, like anasoma kitu yenye according to me it would take like 1 hour to write it. So my question is, was it already predetermined? Ni kitu ilikuwa imekaliwa chini if it goes this way, this is what we will do. If it goes this way, this is what we'll do. Okay, they have their date, okay. Wame manage ku impeach Gachagua, it's okay. But as Kenyans, is that really the priority? Again, we have so many issues affecting us, definitely. Na we've never seen in the history of the parliament that is already in, there's no single day yenye washaipeleka vitu haraka, things that are concerning the common mwananchi. But when it comes to impeaching the deputy president, okay, I don't say that the deputy president is a saint. No. Of course, sometimes tunaambiwa limit what you say. Yeah, just be a listener, but limit what you say. So I guess maybe the deputy president maneno zake maybe ndo zimemletea shida. So I cannot call him a saint at all. But honestly, why the speed to impeach the deputy president? Again, there are so many questions also about the president. Sina shida na Mr. President. I still don't have a problem with Gachagua too. But honestly, my friends, my good friends, tuko na vitu mingi sana zenye tunafaa kuhandle as a country, and these leaders who we elect every other time, let me tell you, it's 2 years down the line after elections, 3 years to come, they will still come to us and beg us for votes. Niliangalia let me just say this, niliona kuna meme fulani ilikuwa inauliza, ilikuwa inasema Ruto atatuambia if he wins 2027, he will tell us where he got those votes from. Okay, you know, we are the voters, and I'm sure atakuja tu na a certain narrative to convince majority, of course. So, but as Kenyans, we already know, kuanzia time ya finance bill, coming all the way to this impeachment of Gachagua, I think we are in a better position to choose right come 2027, because honestly, we cannot elect people who only go to represent the interests of quote by quote their masters. Yet we, the people who elected them, they are not representing our interests. That is so bad, because sahi, I would imagine the story of Adani and staff would be given a priority, maybe. Yeah, but this is Kenya, and we just follow what they say. But of course, we are more informed now. The decisions that I'm sure everybody here will make come 2027, because I believe that's the only option that we have. Since majority of us are not lawyers, we might not have the legal mind of what will happen from today. But what I want to believe, Mr. Gachagua, you know, the argument was nobody is knows when they will get ill. And for me, I don't want to say that Gachagua used that tactic maybe to maybe find a window in the judiciary to say that he was not given an opportunity for a fair hearing. Okay, like my question still remains: why the speed? Why the speed? They still had till the day tomorrow. Tomorrow is on Saturday, so they still had tomorrow to make their ruling, to at least allow Gachagua to come and present his case. But you know, when you work with a reverse formula, when you already have the answer, you can do anything to go to the formula. But we'll see what will happen from today. Of course, if the court will rule, if Gachagua has to present any case in the court, of course, I'm sure their main argument will be the manner in which the Senate conducted itself. Of course, there is that aspect of public participation. I'm sure those are those are two main grounds the legal team that is supporting Gachagua will deal with in the judiciary. So my question is, and I would request maybe one of us to answer me, if Gachagua, if the courts rule in favor of Gachagua, because I'm sure you heard him say very well that he will fight to the Supreme Court if it has to go there. If Gachagua is, if the judiciary rules in favor of Gachagua, how will it be? As in, yes, he becomes the deputy president. Nobody in parliament wants him. Nobody in Senate wants him. Probably the president doesn't want him. How will the situation be? We'll be in a little bit of confusion as a country, because you might start now seeing, I don't want to say it, but honestly, I don't know. We are in a crisis as a country. So, Mr. Pipita, I think I'm done with my submission. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Charlie. We'll wait to see how it goes. Of course, in the next few days, you're going to be learning a couple of things in terms of the law. Now that you have finished the side of parliament, we will be headed all the way to. We will be headed now to the judiciary. We are not now confirmed that the state capture on the side of the parliament has been complete. Both houses under lock and key. They speak the same language. They look like they speak messages that have been written in the same WhatsApp group. Okay, we are watching now. I want to let Kip Kirui talk to us, as I call it, at night at exactly 30 past the hour. Kip Kirui. Weston, are you there?
Yes, Pepita, I'm
Weston,
here. Yes,
oh,
I'm here.
so I had a question. I was asking that now that we have confirmed that Parliament is gone, does judiciary show some sign of hope, or it's now the beginning of state capture?
Well, they have made quite robust rulings in the past, particularly the High Court, especially against the rogue political elite. So we hope, if this case was to find its way on their desk, they would also rise to the occasion. But Pipita, I wish to put it to you that the courts have restrained themselves from interfering with this matter. If you have watched keenly how they have responded when Rigathi's uh, lawyers, filed petitions, that was restraint. And therefore, given that it's highly likely that the matter will also find itself back in the corridors of the judiciary, I highly, highly doubt that their rulings will be anything different from how they have ruled in the past. They will not overturn this verdict. That's what I'm telling you. Because this is high octane politics. The judiciary usually wants to find things that they can sit, and mull over. But this is high octane politics. And I'm not so sure they would want to be sucked into this vortex. They would not. And they are human beings, these judges. It's not like they are people who have dropped from elsewhere. They are part of the Kenyan society. They're also immersed in the politics that we're discussing here. And therefore, you can't just think that when they rule on various issues, it's always about the law. No, it's not always about the law. One, they would want, as I put it earlier, that this matter remains within the realm of the politicians, and they have dispensed with it as they have done, and therefore it is their skunk. So going forward, they can figure out how they will do it, how they will sort it out. I don't think the judiciary would want to reinstate Rigathi. There would be absolutely no logic for them to do that. There will be no logic. There will be getting entangled in high voltage politics, and they would not want to do that. So that's my take. That the matter will find itself in the corridors of the judiciary, and the judiciary will rule in a manner to suggest that that's your skunk. That's your skunk, please don't bring it to us. And therefore, we may not want to entertain it and drag it and stretch it. Secondly, you see, by Rigathis attorneys walking out of the process, you see, it gives the judges ample time. It can be one of the loopholes they will just cite, ample time. If they had stayed until the end of the process and then gone back to the courts, well, the argument would have been, yes, we registered our disgruntlement, our dissatisfaction with the process, but nonetheless, we sat through it, but we are not in agreement with the verdict, and therefore would like your opinion on this in relation to the constitution. They walked out. It's like when an election is called, and because of your concerns about one or two things, you don't run in the elections. You make it easier for the judiciary to rule on your matter. In the event that you go back to the judiciary, you want them to annul the election or something, you make their work easier. So it's the same thing here. You walk out of a process, you go back to the judiciary, they just cite that as a loophole, and they rule against you. So I don't see it, Pipita, sincerely speaking, I don't see the judiciary, the judges, the courts reinstating Rigathi. There's no logic for doing that. And they would not want to entertain that for the simple reason that I'm telling you, this is high octane politics, as they are putting it. This is not a judicial matter. This is not a legal matter. This is a political matter. And so you politicians, you fell out, you had your own issues, you process those issues within your parliament. That is it. Don't bring it to us. That's my take. And I can tell you, we will be on this space, and we'll see that is what will come out of it. So one thing I can put it to you, there will be a new deputy president. going forward. There will be a new deputy president. Whatever pronouncements that are made, those are expected. Rigathi has got his supporters, his sympathizers, and of course it's normal. They will express disgruntlement, frustrations, and will count on the courts, to offer them some reprieve. But no, I don't see that. Frankly speaking, Peter, I don't. So even it was Charlie who was
Right.
asking the question. Charlie, it's remote that the courts will take us back to the center of this matter. We will not. Charlie, that's my take. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that submission, Bwana Western Shilaho. You get us past midnight. I have been live now for the past 24 hours now. No, 15 hours. 24. 15 and a half hours. Another hata akili imeanza kwenda nyumbani shutdown. I'll be seeing you in the next 15 hours at 4 p.m. Let me go get a quick rest. I'll be back again tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for this live coverage and also supporting me. If you like what I'm doing, there's a tip jar line for you to support. Hapo hivi juu 0721948229 is the number. Yeah, na Mungu aendelee kuwalinda kutoka kwa kila kitu. I hope you have been entertained. Tomorrow you're back again to talk about Chief Shah and also, of course, catching up on what is happening in and around our country. Naona panelist wangu mmoja anakimbia kwenda kwa mic wakati tunafunga, sijapenda hivyo. Frema, I want to go and take a quick shower and sleep. What is keeping you? What is chasing you to the microphone, Frema? Frema, are you there?
I'm there. Hello? Can you?
Haya, nakupatia dakika 3 juu umejipata kwenye mic.
Oh yeah, lakini nilikuwa nataka nikuachilie juu umestrain sana for more than 15 hours. But anyway, let me just be brief. At most 2 minutes. I feel so disappointed as I retire to bed tonight. Chenye imefanyika leo inakadhabisha sana, na kama vile Bifoli alisema wanasiasa ni kama shetani, na ni ukweli. Politics is a dirty game. I just want to tell my fellow Kenyans, don't ever trust any politician. There's no long-lasting enmity or friendship in politics. Politics is like a marriage and relationship as well. Bibi anaweza utapata mama amesaidia mzee wake ku uplift in life, pamoja wametoka from a scratch, alafu mpanga kando anakuja kumfurusha ule bibi wa jamaa. Hivyo ndio Gachagua amejipata. Relationship pia ni kama relationship in this way where you use tactics to woo a lady. After you quench your thirst, unamtafutia makosa juu utamuoa. Sasa hivyo ndio Ruto amefanyia Gachagua. To finalize, kuna wanasiasa wa ODM ambao sikuwa natarajia watakuja kupartner ama kuteam up na Kenya Kwanza members kuthrow out Gachagua. Na nilikuwa na imagine because mimi coming from Rift Valley, mimi
Frema, umepotea katikati tena.
nimepotea. Unanisikia?
Oh, sasa umerudi ya.
Nilikuwa nasema we have brilliant minds in ODM, member of parliament with brilliant minds. But tangu hii maneno ianze impeachment process, vile wamekuwa na interest na wametima na Kenya Kwanza side, nikajiuliza, na kama Raila angekuwa president, how would it be? But then nimerealize the reason why Raila akuwa president, because I've voted for Raila twice, irrespective of coming from Rift Valley. Ndio amesema sasa Gachagua, wamempindua Gachagua juu ni mkabila. Sasa tunataka hivi, mtu wa Central aende Nyanza amke MP, mtu wa Rift Valley aende Northeastern amke governor, because wamesema it is only Gachagua is not tribal. Let us be honest, hakuna mtu si mkabila, hakuna mtu encourage corruption, but can we try to alleviate it, tupunguze. Lakini huwezi sema huyu ni mbaya na yeye mwenyewe ni mbaya zaidi. Anyway, it's politics, but let it be a lesson to all Kenyans. Rest in peace, Mwai Kibaki. Rest in peace, George Saitoti. Back to you. Nimekasirika.
Asante sana Frema. Owira, what are you trying to say to us, brother?
Thanks for good night. Tuonane asubuhi.
Usiku mwema Frema, tukutane kesho saa 10. Kesho hata kama atakuwa na special sitting ya kunominate DP, wacha nominate. We are not giving them any more airtime. Shauri zao.
It's a political process. Yeah. But there's something I didn't mention. You see, Gachagua atafile a case, ile wanaita case of urgency kwa koti najua, na kusiki ile inaitwanga conservatory orders. Yeah, hata buy time najua. Kama ile ya Kawira. There is a possibility. Na anaweza toboa for some months.
Wacha tungoje kesho tutajua.
Sawa. Good night, sir.
Usiku mwema. Owira, how are you doing? Hata tujui venye anaendelea huyo Rigathi mwenyewe. Owira, are you there? Unmute mic if you're there. Jamani, kuchoka nayo. Asanteni sana kwa siku ya leo, mimi ni kwenda naenda. Owira looks like he has decided to donate his space, so I'm gonna give it to one Hillary. Nifunge hii kazi. Chanende nionge sasa. Kenya. Bachelor is only good on paper, guys. Unajua sasa kama sasa ningekuwa nimemaliza, napata mtu amenichemshia chakula hapo hivi, anaweza bebe utaoga ama utaoga, unaona? But ona sasa. Oneni. This is what you guys have signed me up for. Anyway, good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, 4 p.m. all the way to 9 p.m. East African time. Goodbye.
You are listening to Home Run with Pipi. Weekdays from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m.